Hey, how you doing? My name is Sean. I like video games sometimes. And today I want to talk about God of War. Not so much Ragnarok. Ragnarok is just after coming out. Give people a chance to play it if they want to play it. But today I want to talk about my favorite God of War moment of all time. Which is the E3 press conference. From 2016. So, why talk about the 2016 press conference? Well, to be honest, I don't really, at the time, I really didn't give two diddly fucks about God of War. So this press conference sold me on a series, which is kind of, look, I'm not the biggest fan of marketing, right? Because by design, marketing is kind of based on deception. Like the idea of marketing is to turn a want into a need, which is kind of, I don't want to say it's scummy, but it's kind of, it's not, you shouldn't put too much into marketing. So, cast your minds back to 2016, June 2016, and it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am, it's been a long day. I stayed up to watch all the press conferences. I think, would it have been the second night or the first night? Probably the second night. Or first night. Can't remember. The Red Bull and the Skittles are starting to wear off, I guess. And you're kind of in that state of, I want to stay over this, but if I fall asleep, I'm not going to be mad about it. And then it happens. The lights go down. And Bear McCready comes out. And you're like, that's really cool. The guy that does the Battlestar Galactica music and is going to do the Rings of Power for Amazon in the future. What's he doing here? And then the music starts, and I kind of feel bad for the developers and Sony, to be fair. That once you hear that orchestra, come to life, and you realize, oh, this is God of War. This has to be God of War because it had leaked to the point where God of War, the things that did leak were God of War is now Nordic, and it will be at the press conference, which was, it kind of sucked because you kind of knew, but full credit to the orchestra. At 3 o'clock in the morning, it was, hoo boy, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was genuinely scared, like, at least alien levels of scared, right? Like, I don't like this. I feel uneasy. And, yeah, like, just this haunting music. And what I loved about the music was it kind of had this real grittiness to it, this real, like, anger, but stoic at the same time. And then there was this kind of, this light kind of sadness to it as well. It was so cool. It was such a cool thing. And then we get hit with the gameplay, right? Oh, by the way, the fact that they went from straight to music to gameplay, 100% behind that. Please, if you're doing a press conference, please, for the love of God, just let the games speak for themselves. Please don't come out on stage and tell everyone about how many consoles you sold that year. As I get that, like, that E3 was not designed to be for consumers. I get that. It used to be for journalists and PR and devs and publishers. I get that, but it has become such a phenomenon in the gaming industry that please just leave that alone. Just go straight into gameplay. And once you see this kid playing with toys, and you're like, oh, this is God of War. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Then you hear boy, and then that's Kratos. I mean, it doesn't really sound like. And then of course he comes out and it's Kratos, and just that moment of being 3 o'clock in the morning, feeling like you're experiencing a moment within the games industry, or I guess, whatever that means. But the gameplay goes on. Kratos is being a dick, which, it's a default state. But it gets to combat. And what I love about the combat is I don't want to talk bad about God of War the whole time, the original God of Wars, but the combat never felt connected, right? It never felt like you were doing the thing. And, you just swing the blade and then they would just do like a prop fall and red stuff would come out. And this it felt raw. Like, what I love about the Netflix Daredevil show, the fight scenes and that, compared to like the MCU, is it feels raw, it feels primal. It feels, I guess, real, kind of, and it kind of, there's a weight to the combat. There's a weight to the violence. And we'll talk about like the violence a bit later maybe. But yeah, I mean, being able to throw the axe. Like being able to, first of all, no sign of the blades. You have an axe now, you can throw it and call it back like Thor. 10 out of 10. Like, hugely 10 out of 10 for any game that can do that. It will make your game better. If you think, but I'm Tetris, I shouldn't be able to do that. Just do it. You'll be fine. It'll be great. So then you fight a troll, which is fairly standard, I guess. Boss fight to end the demo. And you fight the troll and you win. And you think, fine, that was a good showing. That was a hugely good showing for this game. And it doesn't end. It keeps going. It keeps going to the point where you come to a part where the demo, I probably shouldn't have mentioned this. Sorry, this is kind of off the cuff. We're running out of time to make this. I guess the main quest of the demo was to kill this deer for food. And at the end of the demo, instead of ending with the troll fight, it ends with the shooting the deer. That moment when you get to the deer, when Atreus has to kill this deer, when he gives the knife, hands over the knife to Kratos, it's such a cool thing to, especially for me who doesn't care about Kratos or who never cared about Kratos, to see him almost be human and like, no, you have to finish what you started. This Kratos feels real. Like, what I think The Last of Us and like God of War get right about violence is that there's a weight to it. And I think that's when it comes to when people talk about violence in video games, is it good or is it bad? I think as long as the source material is treated with respect, then I think it's kind of fair game. So the demo kind of ends perfectly with Kratos about to put his arm on Atreus and comfort him in his moment of having to do something that he didn't want to do and something that would probably affect most of us, of having to kill an animal. And then, of course, he doesn't, because he, during the game he has to learn all these lessons. But then it pans out to, which I thought at the time would be open world. Thankfully, it didn't go open world, but it's still a fun world to run around. And then, of course, it ends with a dragon, a giant dragon. Fantastic! What a trailer! And why I love that moment is because it sold me on a game. Like, I love marketing. I love trailers. I love selling a game. And the whole time you could see Corey playing the game, and I get why publishers and devs wouldn't want to show the game, especially when most of us would give out about puddles and stuff. But it feels genuine. It doesn't feel like marketing as such anymore, that you are willing to show us the ins and outs of the game, warts and all, and I truly appreciate that. So yeah, hopefully I can get a video out of this. Once again, time managed to slip away on me this week. Thank you for watching this. But if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me Nerdazoid Sean. I don't know how much longer that's going to happen, right? Twitter's not in the best of shape right now. I guess soon we'll be telling you can give me a shout on. So yeah, if you want to give us a shout, you can find me at Nerdazoid Sean on Twitter for however long that'll last. I guess soon enough I'll be telling you can follow me on. But until then, I will be back here next week. Premier Pro. Let's try that again. I'll be back here next week. Premier Pro 1. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you later. So how good must it be to be Mario this week, right? Like the fact that he gets to flip the bird at everyone this week because the most unfunniest man in the world has saved comedy for irony's sake, I guess. I don't know. But you know, like Mario, the fact that Mario gets to flip the bird at everyone makes me happy in a way. You know, the fact that like he's been getting messages like all the time about like we want we want a Metroid game, and then okay, here's Metroid Dread, and then everyone's like no, we want Metroid Prime. It's like I know. It's like he must feel so much lighter being able to flip off everyone today. And of course, it's verified. You know, it was verified to be Nintendo of America. He tweeted from that because that's how verified works. He put his quid down. So, what was this? What was this tangent? Where did that come out of? Why does this even exist? I was making a bonus bit or something. 8 fucking quid a month. Are you having a laugh? Fuck off and find another way to build your rocket ship.